It's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP Morning Show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.
Hey, hola, bon dia, alegria, Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, live stream and podcast. How are you this morning? Tudo bem? Do let us know in the chat. Thank you, Owen, for your fabulous picture of the moon. I'm guessing this is from last night. Look at this, everybody. Owen really graces us with some fabulous photos. This is no exception to that rule. Look at that. Different renditions of this. I was looking at this on a different computer earlier on this morning, and I could really see the full outline of the moon. But that's beautiful. That little, what did you call that? Let me just open up WhatsApp on this computer. I've not done that yet. Good morning to everyone, by the way. Just take that in for a moment, if you will, that new moon, as it were, on the screen there. And thank you so much, Owen, for thinking about us. Last night's waxing crescent. You call that, and who doesn't like a waxing crescent? Well, last thing at night, basically, and pretty near enough a first thing in the morning. Thank you. T-Duck is not present and correct in his usual way. However, excellent material provided nonetheless. Bon dia, alegria, gumpers, he says. And we do have the deep thought of the day. We have a Portuguese saying. Oh, no, we don't. That was yesterday's. I got them somewhere. I will come back to those. I'm not going to repeat yesterday's. I will find you the fabulous material that he serves up for us, albeit in a slightly different way today. Oh, okay, I've got it now. The deep thought of the day. Then let's start with this, because it connects to one of the themes that we're talking about this morning. Deep thought from Ursula K. Le Guin, a writer. I could actually be a writer of pithy comments like this alone, let alone all the other work that she creates. Not that I know a lot of it about it, frankly, but if you're an Ursula K. Le Guin fan, you might be enjoying this, a stream of deep consciousness coming from her in this last 2 or 3 weeks. What sane person could live in this world and not be crazy? That's true, right? That's today's deep thought of the day. Thank you so much, T-Duck, and all the best to you this morning. Crescent, not crescent. What's going on here? Is there an argument? Have the grammar police entered the chat this morning? Thank you very much, Nom de Plume, for that. Very straightforward. A deep thought then on the screen. What sane person could live in this world and not be crazy? Ursula K. Le Guin. We've all thought that, haven't we, from time to time? And one of the big questions, as you can see from the ticker tape this morning, is how do we tame the beast, the wild beast, the hurtful beast of social media? Bruce Joffe is joining us this morning from Portugal Living Magazine. He's the founder editor. He'll be joining us at around 9 a.m. this morning for an hour of, well, we'll go everywhere. We'll ride the emotional roller coaster, I suspect, with Bruce. And I saw him on social media a couple of days ago saying, I'm taking a break from the hurtful world of social media, or something along those lines anyway. Clearly a little bit crestfallen by some of the experiences he's had on social media. How can we make it a better place to be? Or how can we be better? I suppose is the question, really, isn't it? And thereby making social media a nicer place to be. And I think it's true to say, isn't it, that it's a kind of law of attraction thing and almost like a karmic thing, that what you tend to give out, you get back. We'll find out if that's true from Bruce's point of view anyway, when he joins us at 9 o'clock. And the other big question this morning, what are the top reasons why people move to Portugal? What are the top reasons people move to Portugal? Yes, I have written that correctly in the ticker tape. He's carried out a survey, and so he'll give us the results of that survey as well. Good morning to you, Bairandi, to you, Nom de Plume, Pete, Deagle, the chilly one, I think, in Belfast. We'll find out about that. And Coach Turner, I've got a little video from Coach Turner. you'll like this one. Why not push back the furniture, get your monitor in a position where you can see it, and join Coach Turner on the floor. Drop and give us a few reps this morning. We'll come back to all of that. James, of course, as well, with a bon dia. Gumpers, Feliz terça todos, como va from him as well. Feel free to answer him in Portuguese. It might be rude not to. All right, so what was I going to do for you, Nick? Oh, I know. I was talking of surveys, and I'm proud to share with you that Spartan FX are officially our currency partner now. So if you need to exchange any kind of currency, I think they deal with. And funnily enough, I'm going to make something of this. The association we have with Spartan, and we're going to at some point soon, we're going to have Munson's money moment, but with a different sound effect. Munson's money moment, with a little bit about the history of money, fun facts about money, fun financial facts with Munson's money moment. So we'll do that every morning to celebrate our association with Spartan, who have just been awarded another major gong. Just when you thought they couldn't be lauded anymore with their FIFO Gold Award, they've gone platinum. Everybody, look at this over on our news desk. They have been given a FIFO Platinum Trusted Service Award. Now, you probably don't have to make too much of a big deal about how ace Spartan are, because I know there are people in the Gumper community who use Spartan, and it's great for us now to have a direct association with them because we will benefit. We have an affiliate relationship with them. We're delighted to commend them, as I'm sure others are, other Gumpers here in this community, because that's a nice win-win. Just briefly then, I won't read out the whole spiel about their Platinum Trusted Service Award, but obviously you can tell from that they are loved by their customers, and they've won a FIFO Platinum Trusted Service Award, an independent seal of excellence, which recognizes businesses that consistently deliver a world-class customer experience. And they do. That's literally true, isn't it? Because they're dealing with people all over the world. Actually, sometimes phoning banks in the United States and telling the bank staff over the phone or WhatsApp what an IBAN number is. I've heard of these sorts of stories from the team at Spartan. FIFO established a Trusted Service Award in 2014, or the set of awards. And they are unique because they truly reflect a business's dedication to providing outstanding customer service by analyzing feedback from real customers. So let's go to Gary Stedman, shall we, director at Spartan FX, who said, after winning the FIFO Gold Award in 2021 and 2022, it's an honor to be awarded the Platinum Service Award for 23, as it's the first time we've been eligible for it. Spartan FX has been built on having customer service as one of its core values, not unlike the Good Morning Portugal show. So well done, Spartan. And yes, actually, if you go to, if you haven't opened up a free account with them, do that. If you go to our news page, actually, let me just put the link to that, and you'll be able to open up a free account and then use it willy-nilly, changing currency of all kinds via Spartan. Oh, there we go. I love my Spartan FX family, and their services are excellent too. So there you go. Isn't that lovely? As well as the FIFO award, we've got a Slug award coming in this morning as well. And he's given them a big kiss, I think. That's nice. Unsolicited testimonial right there. Hi there, Carl. Hope you had a great weekend. It's Tuesday, Pete, but I did. Thank you very much. I'm gonna take that long weekend that you've bestowed upon me, and let's pretend that this is the first day back at work this morning. Carl H also in. How you doing, mate? Bon dia, everyone. Was in touch with Lee early this morning. It sounds like it's pretty cold in the capital today. So there you go. Well done, Spartan. Open up that account on the link that you can see on the screen there now. You don't have to, you can open up an account in advance of exchanging currency. And you can see that James loves them as well there. Look forward to, I'm going to make it as fun as possible, Munson's money moment. And if you've got any interesting anecdotes or stories about money, send them to me or share them on the screen, and we will come back to those on a daily basis. Yes, maybe we could sing a little money song. You got to pick a pocket or two, boys. Hold on a minute, Owen. It affected Carl's pronunciation. Crescent. Well, hold on a minute. Crescent. And crescent. Oh, I see. Posh people say crescent, don't they? The sort of people who say fuchsia instead of fuchsia, and other scones instead of scones. It's a little bit of toing and froing going on in the chat about that. Whilst that's fermenting and brewing, is this a little microcosm of what we were talking about before? With the how people can behave towards each other on social media. You see, you do miss a lot of the nuance, don't you, of human communication when it comes to purely digital. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people fall out. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean you're a great big wazzock when I called you a great big wazzock. What I meant to say was, etc., etc. Wazzock, what's that? Can anyone spell that in the chat? Portuguese saying of the day, then. Thank you, T-Duck, for this one. Cada caneiro por seu pepende. Each sheep hangs by its own foot. Well, of course it does. Probably. What on earth does that mean? We got a Hugo Nunu to come, but I really don't know what that means. Is that like, judge by their fruits shall ye know them, from the Bible? Cada caneiro por seu pepende. Each sheep hangs by its own foot. Is that karma? We judge by our own behavior. What? Yeah, exactly. Carpe Diem. And something from you this morning, everybody. Did you know that Carpe Diem is building his own house? Well, not quite building his own house. He's having a house built. I'm not sure exactly how much hands-on you're doing, Carpe Diem. Perhaps you could let us know in the chat. But something else to share with you this morning of great interest, and this is on our growing number. We've got spelling in for Wazzock. Such a good word, isn't it? Like, I'm going to leave that on the screen for the time being and see who takes offense to that. Coach Turner. We'll leave that wazzock hanging there, shall we? Have you got anything for toning up your wazzocks as a good tip of the day before you pop out this morning for your coffee? Where are we going now? We're going to the Gumper blog. Now, you're all welcome to submit Gumper blogs, and it's by no means an arduous process. This is not about grammatical excellence necessarily. I mean, it's nice, isn't it, that people spell things correctly and get their punctuation right, not least so that people can read things more easily. But this is the growing Gumper blog, which you can see on your screen now. This is and we have a selection. Owen, Lloyd on the lemur. We had his lovely pictures that you can see here, and that's a little slideshow. Isn't it great? And one of my blog about the 3 steps of successful migration. I won't scroll through all of them. Let me just tell you what they are. Happy Solstice from Katia. She subjected us to one of her fabulous blogs as well. It doesn't sound entirely positive experience, does it? But they are. Her blogs are an entirely positive experience. Fa la 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 la, going back to Christmas. Another perspective on the holidays by James. Senor Slug Oli. Martin and Jojo's trip. Those photos are brilliant. Something from Joao at Mushmore, and when Bayrandi went to Spain, and the Spanish Fatima, and also expat or immigrant, that thorny old issue. I wrote a little piece about that. But most recently, if you have a look today, if you go down to the blog today, you will see that Carpe Diem is making good progress with the house build. There's a fantastic video there whereby you can subscribe to later updates. We're up to update 8. And look at that. Timber frame, insulated floor and walls, clad in cork on the outside, plasterboard inside, solar electricity with fallback on battery or grid, and UFH, which I think is underfloor heating, right? Still need to design a rain harvesting system. You've got a lovely big roof from which to collect rain there, but only if there are sufficient funds at the end. That might come out of the contingency. But look at this. It's a lovely timber frame set on a nice concrete plinth by the look of it. And it's starting to come together. Thanks to the great team at RF Araño. They sound like they are the architects and the creators of that wonderful looking residence there that Carpe Diem is having built. So thank you very much for allowing us to put that in our... Sorry, I should have taken Wazzock off the screen while all of that was there. I do beg your pardon. Okay, they say money talks. It's true. Mine says goodbye. Okay, I'm keeping that. Let me just do a screenshot of that, and I'll send that to myself on WhatsApp, because that's going to be one in the future of Munson's Money Moments. We'll have that. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, I see. I am ahead of the game and did send myself the wonderful information that T-Duck is giving with us. So we've got that each sheep hangs by its own foot. And we've got an ugununu now, based on ginger. And two parts to this one this morning. Who doesn't like a ginger first thing in the morning? I know I do. So let's give you that in the comments here. Quick bit of cutting and pasting going on. Hold on, bear with. Oh, it's not the same without T-Duck here in person to actually do this. So this is the first bit with an ugununu. Let me just bring him onto the screen while Mrs. M isn't here. She's not at all keen on this fella ugununu. Let me bring him onto the screen and let us stop sharing. Thank you, Carpe Diem, for that, by the way. Yes, and thank you, John Hayfield, for being here this morning with that. With the truth about money from your point of view. Money talks, it's true. Mine says goodbye. Fun facts and phenomena on the Good Morning Portugal show then with Ugununu. And this one for you will be about ginger. Ugununu ginger or ginginha is a type of cherry liqueur that originated in Lisbon. Portuguese people are proud of this sweet liqueur, giving visitors the opportunity to sample this tasty drink. Yes, often in a nice little chocolate cup, which is the best of all ecological outcomes, isn't it? I mean, it saves on washing up. It saves on throwing something plastic away. Just eat the chocolate cup. Not recommended, though, for hot drinks, it has to be said. Ginger is based upon a fortified wine that has been infused with ginger cherries and combined with vast amounts of sugar. Yes. You might have a slight diabetic episode after having too many of those. Be careful. Okay, I think there is stuff going on. Oh, by Randy, Pork Fest details, please. That means I think we should go to the Gumper map because that's on there. And I get flustered using the Gumper map, Andy, live on the show. But let's see how we get on with this. This is fantastic, as I keep saying. Ugununu, we're done with you now. Can you please remove yourself from the screen? There you go. Yeah, thank you very much. And let's bring the Gumper map onto the screen in anticipation of Bruce Joffe, who is the founder editor of Portugal Living Magazine, who will be with us in just a while. The Gumper map, then, bring that on, and let's see if we can find the Goat Stew Week has just concluded. These are the fantastic things that you see on the Gumper map. Let me scroll down these bad boys here. Events, and let me zoom in to that part of Portugal which is best represented. No wonder he chose to live in the Bairrada district. Look at all these wonderful things going on here. Free workout and look about. What's that? Is that when you're lying down on the floor and you're looking about the dojo? Bottoms in your face from the other people working out, I wonder. And that's why he goes to keep fit. Radiolandia Museum, Goat Stew Week. I'm not seeing, or is that the pork festival there? I wonder. But why can't, when I click on it there, you see I'm getting flustered. And I can't do it. I can't do it live. This has never happened to me before, but you get the gist anyway. As you scroll over, you see all these fantastic events that by Randy puts on the map here for us. And there's a little piggy there. And what was it Andy was looking for? Let's have a quick look. I need you to join me probably on screen. Why don't you phone in, Andy? 913-590-303. And I need to cough. Bear with. I haven't got a glass of water this morning. Oh, do excuse me, that's awful. Liquid cherry pie, yeah, ginginha, that is. And thumbs up, smash them likes. Does it actually do anything, or have we never had enough? Likes to find out if that's the case? Click on the grey arrow under the red arrow, Carl. For goodness' sake, and stop messing about. The grey arrow under the red arrow. Which red arrow, Andy? The grey arrow. Yeah, there it is. Yes. See, I knew that. And then you can go to any number of things there. The grey arrow, meetups, all there, and events, all there. You see, but I can't. A Goat Stew Week, that isn't the one that Andy was looking for, but you get the idea. Isn't it fantastic? And you can go to any number of events here that Andy has carefully selected for you. Carnival party, cycle race, a pagan carnival. I think we need to have a quick look at that. Let's look at that, for example. Look at this. So much information that he posts up as well. This is such a great service, Andy, to the community here. At this great party, you can also get the famous pão de val, the ilhavo bread, and the delicious pão de com chouriço. Pão com chouriço is a fantastic Portuguese classic, isn't it? All over Portugal, but it sounds like they feel theirs is the best in that particular part. There is the Aruca. That's the suspension bridge there and the walkway. Look at that. One of the best walks in Portugal along the side of the River Paiva as well. That is superb, Andy. Thank you so much, mate. If I click on that one underneath, am I getting... Oh, I think that's a double. That's a double there. But just to give you an idea of the extent to the trouble he goes to, basically, to help you find new experiences all over Portugal. Let's zoom out. And look, we're a bit underrepresented in the Algarve, quite frankly, and the capital. So come on, folks, chip in. And I think there might even be Gumper meetups around the world that are showing themselves here. Suze, we haven't heard from Suze for a while, but has she put her meetup, Canadian meetup on there? Not yet, it would appear. But eventually we're going to have things all over the world here, aren't we? Bye, Randy. We salute you. Great job. Very good. Oh, now click on the second link. I did that, Andy. I'm sure I did that correctly now. I'm sad for the pigs, says Nom de Plume. Yes. Yes, I guess they're gone now. They're gone now and have been eaten and enjoyed. Hopefully that their lives weren't in vain from that point of view, that they were used. I mean, that's the thing about people eating pigs in Portugal. They say that Portuguese people eat everything apart from the oink. And that's the way, if animals do give their lives to us, I think it's right that we make the best use of all of the body. I don't know where this is going, but I know I like bacon. Yeah, where is this going? What happened in here this morning? While I compose myself and find out what's going on, I'm going to play you a God Squad tip of the day video, but I'm going to set it up with what Coach Turner has been telling you this morning, which is Bon Dia Gumpers on this Tuesday morning, the first for over a week without a heavy frost here in Hertfordshire. Those bugs will have been well and truly killed in the ground. Walking, training and coaching lined up today. But first, coffee and a God Squad tip of the day. Arms are quite important for picking stuff up and opening it. Yes. And our opposable thumbs help as well, don't they? Particularly bottles. So it's worth spending a little time and effort in keeping them strong. Oosh, to start. Find a suitable weight and hold in both hands. Curl the arms and bring the weight up to your chest and back down. The weight can be as simple as a large bottle of water or a tin of beans. As you become stronger, you can increase the weight and number of reps up to 3 sets of 10. Cue James's joke about the sack of potatoes, I think. Hola, coach, from Owen, who sent in the beautiful moon picture this morning. And so by way of a little bit more from the coach, here you go. Here's him lying on his back in the kitchen. For your pleasure and for your flexibility.
We've been looking at tummy muscle exercises this week, and I'll put my hand up straight away and say it's probably the area of my body that is least developed. And no jokes about that, please, Mr. Munson. But they are important to do tummy muscle exercises, and we started the week just by looking at a very simple sit-up, which is really known as crunches. So you don't have to go all the way down, because I'm no good at that. You can just go back about 45 degrees, put your hands on your head if you want to add a little bit more difficulty, or you can use your arms just to help. And just doing that gives you a suitable workout. And then by just staying up about there, work the muscles from side to side. And that all helps establish your core. We then looked at just lying down and lifting your legs just a few inches off the ground, holding for a few seconds and then down again. Rest for a few seconds and then up again. Repeat that a few times. And if you do it a few times, a few days, you'll find you can hold it for a bit longer, the position that is, and you'll strengthen really the whole of your core muscles. The last one was a bit of a wild card, and it's one I certainly can't do very well. But if you lift your legs right up Put your arms behind, straight, and try and lift up to touch your toes. There's no way I can do that. But at least I'll give it a go. So try that. Try a little to begin with, build it up. Try not to strain yourselves. If you're really struggling with doing just even a simple sit-up, sit on a chair and just rock backwards and forwards a bit. It'll start to work these muscles in here, which in my case are trying to hold back too much red wine and good food. And that's why we're doing it. Enjoy, and I'll see you next week.
Ding, 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 ding. I like the theme tune. We got some good theme tunes, haven't we, for our features here. Bruce Joffe is limbering up with a cup of coffee behind the scenes there, and will be with us in just a moment to talk about the perils of social media. We've had some comments in about that, and of course his fabulous new survey as well, and we're already getting a few questions about the survey too, Bruce, which is great news. Virginia's here as well. Virginia Larson, lovely to see you here. Hola, bon dia todos. Ginger, this sounds fantastic. Ginger is also tasty when a teaspoonful is only a teaspoonful. Let's go with a dessert spoonful is poured over vanilla ice cream. That sounds really good, I got to say. Thank you very much for that. Pete adding to that, or accompanied by chocolate by a chocolate dripping cherry covered kebab. The Alcongosta Cherry Festa around the 10th of June is famous around Portugal. Yes, I've seen the graffiti all over, little bunches of cherries all over Portugal. Quite amazing. And delicious, you say, Pete. This is fantastic. Cool, says Andy, about the map. And I've put in the link in the comments as well for you, especially for you, Andy, who's somebody who likes pork and beer. I'll check out that map, he says, as a Midwesterner in Portugal. I'm all about pork and beer. You're in the right place there, my friend. You haven't got far to go. And thank you for joining us tonight. Andy will be our esteemed VIP guest on the Portugal Club tonight. Don't mention this very often. It's a very special group of people who are raising the stakes when it comes to moving to Portugal and having a weekly meeting, an exclusive weekly meeting, and some people extend to one-to-one coaching as well. If you want to really get into getting some extra good support from me and Mrs. M behind the scenes, then join the Portugal Club, and you can find out how to do that at the homepage of goodmorningportugal.com. And Andy is our special guest tonight, talking to the gang this evening. I never liked cherries until I moved to the cherry capital of the world, Fundão, the best cherries and the best ginger. Isn't that a nice bonus there? You weren't expecting that, Pete. That's fantastic. And you're saying about the Miranda de Corvo. That's why you think it's Monday today, because the festival's just finished over there at Miranda de Corvo. It was awesome, a wonderful parade, and introducing Filomena's granddaughter to the community. Oh, how wonderful. I bet she was proud as punch, or proud as ginger here. Have to find out today if I got a raffle prize. Now, I've got some bad news for the people of Miranda de Corvo, who traditionally would have won a live ram at that raffle. It is no longer a live ram, Filomena tells me, and we will have a look at the festa when she next joins us and look at the pictures and the videos. But she did tell me that it's no longer a live ram. There probably were some health and safety issues. Flipping EU coming over here, taking our live rams away. And they are giving it, actually, if it's pretty spurious if it is for health and safety reasons, because instead of a live ram, they're giving the top prize as a scooter, an electric scooter. So, yeah, that's not exactly the safest thing, is it? When you see the person drunk at the festa, getting first prize, jumping straight on the electric scooter and crashing into a stack of hay bales or something on the way home. Yes, it's like a more electronic ram that you get to ride home, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe they dress it up to look like they put a little fleece cover on it or something like that. Okay, I'm gone too far with that. Thank you very much, Pete, for that update from the Miranda de Corvo Festa there. Anything else we should say in the comments here before we go to Bruce, I wonder? Oh, yeah, just a quickie then. I found 27.5 million down the back of the sofa, which I forgot about. Do I still need to pay tax on it? No, what you need is the same tax team as Mr. Zahawi. Is that his name? Goodness gracious, what is going on over there right now? Chock full of nuts. Sometimes dangerous just to read out a comment without understand when it's the punchline and without getting the context. I wonder what was the context and the lead up. Oh, I see. Yes, this is just another quickie then. As a professional, a psychotherapist, I can tell you the technical descriptive term for the state of humans. And stand by, here it is. We're all freaking nuts. Yes, chock full of nuts, I think, was where that nom de plume comment came from. Okay. Oh, and so went to doctors as my chest has asthma, got antibiotics and steroids, resting up this week, lurking a lot. Glad to hear it. Let's give a nice round of applause now to Senor Joffe, the founder editor of Portugal Living Magazine. There you are. How are you?
I'm doing well, Carl. Every time I see you, my spirits lift.
Oh, excellent. I'm so glad to hear it. And I think it's fair to say, Bruce, you needed a little bit of a lift, didn't you? I saw you on... it sounds like you needed a little bit of a lift a couple of days ago. You were taking a break from social media. And I was sad to see that because you give so much to the foreigner, immigrant, expat community here in Portugal. And to hear that you'd had a hard time on social media didn't seem at all fair. And I don't even know if you want to talk about it, if you want to move on. I mean, one positive spin we could put on it is how to stay healthy and sane on social media. And truly, Bruce, I'm sorry to hear that you felt you needed to take a break from it.
Well, I think the best advice that I could give, and I should take myself, you don't like what somebody's saying, move on.
Yes.
Okay, don't get yourself caught up in an unnecessary argument because you're not going to win. You're just going to walk away feeling miserable. Yeah. And I still practice that all the time. But that would be my best advice. Just walk away. There's plenty of great stuff out there that you can you can comment on and so forth without getting yourself in a knot.
Exactly. Without getting your panties in a bunch, as the Americans.
You got it. I wouldn't say that, but you would.
I do as often as I possibly can. Yeah, you're right. I saw it as a meme the other day. A stage of human evolution is to not have to have an argument with somebody on social media. It is optional, isn't it? Let's face it.
I don't understand. There are some people, maybe it's, the anonymity that social media provides, but there are people who are totally different in person than their online persona. It's like they're waiting there, lurking, waiting to jump on something that they don't like or that they want to take issue with. And I don't understand. I mean, social media can be such a good thing. Like look at this. Good Morning Portugal. I've already been awakened with all of your added accoutrements. Your little the claps, the laughs. All of that. Yes. That's great. That's great. That's a lift me up.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yeah, Gary agrees with you. Social media can be a popular place for snipers with their finger on the emotional trigger, maximum damage with little risk to themselves. And I think you're right. It's a bit like road rage, isn't it? I guess people feel a little bit more emboldened when surrounded by a metal cage in which they feel like an ancient gladiator going into battle. And yeah, from the safety of your keyboard, I guess people do take liberties from time to time. And let me reiterate, you do so much. I mean, you've got a huge group. Tell us about that.
Which group?
Well, your social media groups that you have.
Okay. Well, we have Portugal Living Magazine, which is a magazine. I don't include that in social media because it's a magazine. Yeah. Portugal Living Magazine also has a Facebook page. Okay. And every day we call it our mini magazine. Okay. So every day there are stories that we collect and compile from all different places. We put excerpts from different issues, past issues, and so forth, photos of places throughout Portugal. That begat an interactive group called Portugal Living Questions and Answers. We found that many of the Q&A Facebook groups tend to deal over and over and over and over and over and over and over again with the same basic questions.
Yeah.
But nobody was addressing really questions from people who have been living here a year or two. Okay.
Yeah.
And our experiences are different. Okay. It's time for us to renew certain things. Driver license. We've had a problem with our EDP bill or whatever it is. How do you deal with it? So the offshoot group is Portugal Living Q&A, and we've got about 1,700 members in that group. That, as I said, the topics are anything and everything, but not the same. How do I get an NIF? Do I need a lawyer to open a bank account? Not that I'm putting that down. Those are important questions, but they go elsewhere. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a YouTube channel, okay, where we've got some, it adds a different texture. All right. It things that we talk about, places that we go, people that we meet and so forth. You can see them. You can't really interact with them other than leaving a comment, but we've got that. We are on Instagram daily. We put one post up on Instagram daily, and we are on LinkedIn. Yeah. And then we stick our 2 cents in on a bunch of different Facebook groups. So there you go.
That is, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of work, isn't it? That's before you've even started writing and publishing a magazine.
That's right. Okay, I am looking to sell the magazine, as a matter of fact.
Are you?
Yes, I am. I sat down and I have a list, that I could share with you of what I do. I spend 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. Carl, you must be very, very similar. I mean, you're the nuts and bolts behind this radio show. People don't understand how much it takes, the logistics, every little bit that's involved. I mean, from trying to promote the show and get viewers on it, to get sponsors so that enable you, because there are costs involved. You edit, okay, you balance, you try to make sure that guests kind of complement one another and it's not all one thing or the other. Everything from coming up with ideas for stories that will come up with a balanced issue, a little bit about some people, a little bit about places, a little bit about history. We're now starting in our new issue. We've got, which will be out February 15th. We've got a Portuguese column, but this Portuguese column is a little bit different than other ones we've seen. It's it's modeled after the language test that if you want to get citizenship. So what we do is it might say "São às 8 da manhã." Okay, that's the statement. Okay, and then there are 3 choices: Maria com apetite desayuno. No, that's a petit almuerzo. Maria com almuerzo. Maria jantar. All right.
All right.
So in other words, you're reading the statement. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. And then you have 3 choices in Portuguese. Maria's eating breakfast. Maria's eating lunch. Maria's eating dinner. Okay. And so what we're trying to do is contextualize. And
that's great. Yeah. Move people towards the A2. Well, there's a lot in there, what you've just said, Bruce. Thank you for that scoop. Not our first this week, I have to say. So Portugal Living Magazine is up for sale then, which could be a fabulous little business for somebody moving to Portugal.
Yes.
Or somebody who's been here for a while wondering what to do. Because in my mind, a successful migration to Portugal goes through 3 stages. There's the what's what, and that was all the stuff you just mentioned. You know, the where do I get a NIF number? Where do I find the best visa advice? Where do I get my currency exchanged, etc., etc. The nuts and bolts things, the what's what. Then there's the what now. Now, you must have had this because this isn't the first country you've moved to either, is it? But after a little while of going out and eating your pastel de nata at 10 o'clock every morning and lying, and you think, hold on a minute, what now? And then, of course, comes the what next. And that's where Portugal Living Magazine might fit in for somebody. I think purpose and having something to do after you've relaxed and after you've decompressed and unwound yourself and got to the country of your choice here, you might be thinking about, what do I do next? And what a fantastic project that would be. And as you've said, as you've alluded to there, it's no small undertaking, is it, to run a magazine? But it might be really exciting for somebody as a business.
It's a lot of work, but I don't want to say the pleasure, but the feeling of accomplishment when that magazine, and our magazine is available free by subscription. Okay. Totally free, no cost whatsoever. You just have to go to portugallivingmagazine.com and you can read our current issue, which is up there, and you can subscribe at no cost. There are some people that prefer the feel of paper in their fingers, turning pages. So we've also worked out with Amazon. And then again, it takes our part. We have to convert our digital graphics, our digital magazine, into a print product that can be sold by. And that, again, that's another thing that is incumbent on us to do. Amazon doesn't do it, but we do it. So those people who want to, and there's no waste. What I like about it is it's cost efficient and it's environmentally friendly. There's no additional copies printed of the magazine. So you don't have like 2,000 copies and 1,000 returned. Only if you want it, they print it. And it's like €6 a copy.
That's great. So if you want to feel it in your hands first thing in the morning, so to speak, that's the way to do it. Go via Amazon.
Here.
Oh, there we go. Let me just, I was just putting your website on the screen, but look, there you go. There it's glossy as well, isn't it? Isn't that nice?
Oh yeah,
that's great. What a fantastic service that is. And you're right. It's print on demand and it just goes to the person that wants it rather than having any surplus or even running out for that matter. Okay, that's great. Sarah has just subscribed and I imagine you did that.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Isn't that great? And that's where you're going to get winter 2022 and you can read it online there. If I just scroll down a little bit, welcome to Portugal's broad spectrum English language magazine with countrywide coverage. And yes, that's an important thing, isn't it? Because I think another one of our beefs previously, Bruce, was the fact that when people thought of Portugal, they thought of the capital and the Algarve, perhaps, and that got the lion's share of attention. This is across the whole country, right? Important to you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And there's a good balance to it.
All right, excellent.
You were mentioning earlier that about my dander being up a little bit about,
raised dander. Yes.
What set it off was that I'm very proud of the fact that Portugal Living Magazine recently won 2 international awards. Okay. It won in the category of digital publications. In other words, using digital, all the things we talked about, linking up with YouTube and the magazine being put out in digital, and even the print on demand is digital. It's digital printing. Mm-hmm. So we won an award on that, and we won a gold award from the Marketing Communications Association of the World. Okay, cool. Global. It was a gold award for excellence in the magazine as a new publication. And there are people that just posted, big deal, you paid for the award. There's an entry fee on any kind of award, no matter who sponsors it. Yeah. They have expenses too, and they charge an entry fee. But no, I had people posting, big deal, you paid for it.
No, we've got a word for them. Well, it's a British word that we were featuring earlier on in the show. They are wazzocks.
Wazzocks. I want to spell that. Pronounce it right.
There you go. It's on the screen now. Wazzock. W-A.
Wazzock.
Yeah, if you're American, it'd be a W-A-Z-Z-O-C-K there. Wazzock. All right, just tell them we think they're wazzocks. If you get in, actually, that's only going to make things worse online.
No, I think what I'm going to do is put that on our Facebook page today. If those who watch Good Morning Portugal,
it's official,
will have learned of an important new word today. Wazzock.
Wazzock. I love the way you say it, Bruce. That's fantastic. I subscribed nearly a year ago and always enjoy seeing the new issues online, says James. Despite what he says on the screen there, his name is James. I've subscribed 3 times and I love it, says Nomduk. 3 times? Is that allowed, Bruce? Bit naughty, that, isn't
technology.
it?
I had a gal said to me, I subscribed 3 times. I still haven't gotten it. I said, send me your email and your location in Port or wherever you're located. Yeah. I will sign you up. If there's any problem, anybody can contact me.
Yes. Okay, there you go. I like the classics like Burke. Oh, this is another put down for people who've been getting under the dander or raising the dander of our friend Bruce here. We're not having it. We're not standing for it. The Gunput community, the Gunput community are with you. We're standing solid with you, Bruce, and we're not going to have people being rude to you. Okay.
I have no problem with that. I love the classics. As a matter of fact, we have an article on the 10 best books ever written in Portugal. And in an upcoming issue, Portugal in the movies. So there you go.
Oh, Portugal in the movies. You know how to create a good feature. That sounds excellent. Okay. Shall we move on then? I imagine we'll come back to social media from time to time, but leave Bruce alone online. If you haven't got something nice to say, basically it's like Bambi, isn't it? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That was the Thumper, wasn't it? Some advice there from his mum or whatever on Bambi. Don't write them like that anymore. Now, I think I've got the infographic of your recent survey here. And if I haven't, I am soon going to find it. No, that's not it. That's the mug. That's the new merch. Who doesn't like?
Oh, I love it. Can I have one?
I haven't got any in stock. It's a bit like the magazine. You've got to get it on demand. Who doesn't like Portuguese cock first thing in the morning, Bruce? There is our merchandise, and I've got to go to the Facebook myself now and save the image of your new survey. What possessed you? No, I'm going to find it here. What possessed you to do a survey as well as all the work you do every day? Why foreigners moved to Portugal? What was behind this move? This idea?
Well, if you if you're a producer of a broadcast like Good Morning Portugal, you want to keep things lively. You want to have a diversity. You want people to, well, what's going to be on there tomorrow? What's going to be, so one of the things that we do periodically, besides, if we come across a humorous meme, we'll put it up there.
Oh, yes.
But, yeah.
They get us in trouble as well, though, don't they?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can, Carl. But one of the things that I wanted to find out from as many people as possible, we went to the 5 largest groups on Facebook that deal with expats in Portugal. Do you know, for instance, that there's a group called Moving to Portugal? 102,000 members. Now, that doesn't mean that they're all active. Maybe they moved to Portugal and then moved on to another page, but 102,000. There's expats questions and answers, 76,000.
Amazing.
It's mind-boggling. So we took the top 5 group, and the top 5 Facebook groups, and we put out a survey to them dealing with why did you move to Portugal? Why did you move to Portugal? And I created the questions, and I tried to keep them simple, hey, because it's a great place to live, or, hey, because the cost of living is lower, or, hey, because the quality of life is higher, Or, hey, I read about it everywhere. Everybody's talking about Portugal. All the media, you can't pick up a magazine or a newspaper or a television show anymore without saying Portugal, 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 Portugal. Or because I was here as a visitor and I came back twice and I loved it so much that I decided I wanted to move here. And then we had an other option where people could, select that and in the comments put their reasons down. And the survey was designed so that people could pick all. They didn't have to choose one. Now, it wasn't in ranked order. We didn't do it in ranked order, although the results came out in ranked order. We found out. There you go. Okay.
You want to talk us through that?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to talk us through it?
Yes. Okay. We found. I'm wondering if you can find the actual survey. Can you find the survey and put it side by side?
I wonder. All I've got is from your post on social media. Where's the best place for me to find that?
Yeah. Okay. Because that would enable people to see how we got these answers. If you.
I can't lay my hands on that immediately.
Okay, if I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to go.
Oh, cool. All right. You can give me a link there. That's fantastic.
What is that? What you want, Carl?
Yeah, by all means. If you give me a URL, I can go to that and then I'll stick it up on the screen.
Okay. Let me find it.
And everyone can also look at it for themselves. And they can. Is voting still open? Is it an ongoing survey?
No. It closed.
Okay.
Like so many things, you move on. Enough is enough. Okay, there's my survey. There's the chart that you just put up. And I'm getting closer and closer and closer.
Don't worry, you take your time, because Andrew's just letting us know he's watching on 65 inches. He's seeing 65 inches of us on 4K with the dog. So he's seeing that chart nice and big on his screen. Portugal is a land of artists, says Nom de Plume, and like artists, is more right-brained. This is an interesting view of the country. I like it. Leaving logistics and timelines for someone else. Everywhere you look, there is art and craftsmanship. I've never thought of it like that, but that makes sense to me. Thank you, Nom de Plume. And from virtually nobody even knowing where Portugal is, to Portugal being all over the media and travel sites everywhere in only about a decade. Imagine. And I was talking to somebody yesterday who suggested in another 10 years' time, it will be unrecognizable again. And I think we know which nation on this planet is going to be leading that change in 10 years' time. I had a very interesting conversation about that yesterday. So there we go. We can see Bruce's survey, why foreigners move to Portugal. One bit of feedback we're getting, interesting survey. I'd like to see him do it again on a platform that allows ranked choice voting. Now, you did mention that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. There was just so much that we were able to do. Okay, here it is. Okay, so there I go. I'm going to click on the link.
Good man.
I'm going to copy the link. And how do I get the link to you?
There's a little feature, as people will discover when they join me on the show here, that they can talk to me in private chat. That's one of your options.
Private chat.
Private chat, and you and I can say we can have a little private conversation in there that our audience is not party to. So we can say all sorts of scandals. Got to be careful what you type. You got to be careful where you post, in fact, not what you type.
Okay, so I click on private chat.
Yeah, and then pop it in there, and that's just like a timeline post, but only with me and not with everybody else there.
Okay.
Incidentally, everybody, we're going to be throwing open the phone lines at 9:30 on Europe's biggest phone-in, of which Bruce is a part now. 913-590-303. So make sure you, if you've got any questions that you would rather ask in person, you can do that at around 9:30 when we throw the phone lines open on Europe's biggest phone-in. How you doing there, Bruce?
Okay, I found the survey. Okay, now what I'm trying to do is
we want to cut and paste now.
I have found it. Now I don't know if you want me.
Andrew says he likes the infographic.
Let me see where it says unsave, and I'm looking to see if there's It doesn't give me an
Right
option.
right click on there. Copy link address, maybe. Unless you're using
Open link in a new tab.
That's
Copy
what
link address.
Yay!
Yay!
There we go.
Hey!
Boom!
See, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, we're okay.
So, okay. We're going to get out of that. We're going to go to StreamYard. I'm going to go to private chat. And
Hold on a minute. Pete, what's this? I fear not the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks once. This is social media again. But I fear the man who has practiced the kick, one kick 10,000 times. One of my favorite Bruce Lee quotations there. I think it's Bruce Lee. Unless you said that, Bruce. I think it's Bruce Lee, not Bruce Joffe.
I said behind it. I was behind Bruce Lee. Not in front of him.
You were his coach back in the day. Amazing. There's things you find out on this show. Good morning, everybody, from Joao F. How are you doing?
Okay.
Joao, we're talking about Portugal Living Magazine. We've got the founder editor with us this morning.
What I'm trying to do is...
stick it in that private chat.
Okay, I'm in private chat. Okay. And
I send a message to you.
But I don't see the option that says paste.
Really?
Back, forward, reload, save as
Right,
print.
try your right mouse button again in that space.
I'm getting both.
I might.
It says hello, Bruce.
Yeah, there you go. That's me talking to you in the private chat.
Okay. All right. Now,
if you click your cursor in there, and then paste your Control V. Look, we're being coached by our audience as well here, Bruce. Control V.
We're gonna do it. I promise you, we're gonna do it.
One small step for a man, one giant.
Get a QR code for the page. It's saying get view page sources.
No, whatever you do, don't put a QR code in there.
Okay.
Have you inserted your dongle, Bruce?
Page source. Okay, is that it? No.
Serious question. Have you inserted your dongle correctly this morning?
That's a very private question.
Yes, honestly, Pete.
I mean,
although I feel familiar enough to ask you, or Command V if you're on an Apple device. Look at this. Many people trying to help this morning. This is fantastic.
Okay.
In fact, maybe we could have a little IT feature here.
Wait a second. I'm in the post.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on the post in Portugal Living.
You can post it any way you like. You can stick it in the private chat. You can put it in the public chat, and then people could go.
I want to find where I get where I find it's not giving me the.
Bruce, I'm going to get someone to come over on a bike and get it. Do you remember those days?
Wait. What's this? This is unpin, unsave, add, edit, delete, turn up, slow down, give feedback. I don't want to do any of those things. All I want to do is I just want.
The suspense is killing us here. I'll tell you what, we're going to have a quick moon while you're doing that. This is Owen's picture of the moon from last night. Isn't that superb? It's waxing crescent, to use the name correctly. Phil's plums as well that were sent into the gardening show last night. Thank you, Phil. Nice to see your plums on the morning show. And there was some concern about this. We couldn't see it very well. We wanted to see the tree. Is that a nespera? Everybody, it looks like a moldy conker to me, or maybe even a little bit of sort of custard apple type texture going on there. What is that? I think Margarita said it was a nespera. I've no reason to doubt her with that. I just couldn't sort of match the two up in my mind, my memory of nespera and that, but I'm sure you're right. And that's the one that creates quite a nasty mess on your steps if the tree is too close to the house. So a few things you can help us with there. How are we doing, Bruce?
Is there any way that I can share this screen with you?
Yes, there is also. Now we're really going to go into some.
Okay, because it's up. How do I do that?
You can share from your end. You'll either have a present or share option on your screen there, which you're very welcome to use.
It says save as, print, cast, send to your device. Are you a device?
No, I am not. How very dare you?
I
have think worse. No, on your on the back office of the live streaming technology, you have a number of options like muting and stopping your camera and sharing. That's where you could share it, I think.
I feel so awful that I'm taking all of this time.
No, it's fun in its own way. We're good. I'll carry on reading out comments while you're doing that. What is it? Okay. I see. Okay. I was wondering what was going on here when I read the last line of this. Bon dia. Well done, Bruce. You provide a great service to those of us who live here. I'm already a subscriber, says Beverly Maidman. Good luck with the handover. Oh, and plank is a good word to describe dense folks. But my own word for those who annoy me or who are idiots is twank. Sounds like a sweary word and gives me that feeling that that I'm saying, usually under my breath, something offensive back. It's a mix-up between and plank. So a twank. If ever you're in central Portugal and you get into a contretemps with somebody and they mutter twank under their breath, that'll be Beverly Maidman, everybody. I can't hear you over the fan noise. Is that the fan noise as in that kind of fan noise? And I thought that when we were watching Coach Turner's video this week. You're right, Bruce.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I think I might have gotten it. Okay.
I think we're nearly there, aren't we?
I'll
tell you what. I'm going to throw the phone lines open.
Okay, I'm on your.
We might even get a tech expert on the phone who will call in.
I copied the URL. I did copy.
You've got that. So is that on your clipboard now? Then do you think?
I'm trying to put it in underneath where you said.
Yeah, if you go to private chat now. Go to private chat, and then with your right click, you should get a little menu which will allow you.
It says reload, save as print, cast, search images, send to your devices, create QR code, translate to English, get image descriptions, view page source, and inspect.
I'm thinking, okay, is your this is not a personal question, but is your cursor flashing at the moment in private chat? Is anything flashing in private chat?
No, sir.
Okay.
I see private chat and 21 comments.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, you want to definitely click on private chat and then post the URL there.
See, the problem is
clicking.
I've
you
got
know
it.
What I think someone's shouting now. Just paste it in the comments and Cole can do it. Can you paste it in the comments, Bruce?
I'm going to.
Put dongle in private chat. Stop it. Comedy genius there. Is this
okay? Wait a second.
This is a great idea, though. This is a new feature idea for the magazine.
No, Nat wants to save it as a web page. I was trying to save it. Okay. I've now got
epic eureka. Your eureka has been described as epic this morning as well. That's a good outcome, isn't it? Not one we were expecting exactly. I love.
Okay, I've got that. Now I'm going to go to your StreamYard private chat and see if it will.
Okay, how are we doing this?
Darn it! It won't post.
Darn it! Oh, Okay. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we should move on maybe? Or should we take a call? Let's see if there is an IT or tech expert who could talk us through this. I'm going to pretend to be the pilot on an airplane.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I'm going to find another place where I know that where it's posted, and we can try it from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Is there an IT or computer technical expert aboard the plane? We need your
doctor, SOS.
We could do with your help up front, so to speak. Wave the white flag. Eventually, we get some content. Yeah, don't be a twank about it, Andrew. Honestly, can Bruce? Hey. Bruce, can you email the survey to me?
Yes,
yes. Okay, there we go. That you could do that. Can you?
Okay.
You see, there comes a point with technical help when there's so much coming in, it in its own way becomes confusing, and I think we've reached that point. You can also paste the URL in Cole's WhatsApp.
We've tried that.
Okay,
tried that.
Keep a civil tongue. This is exactly what the sort of thing we were trying to avoid earlier on, Lord Gilchrist. A white flag has gone up as well.
Oh no!
don't let your dongle get streaming. It damaged.
Well, let me tell you, it's
streaming dongle.
Right
I think there's a cream you can get for.
Okay, I have found. Now wait a second. I have a Facebook link.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Are you emailing me now? You can write.
Copy.
I actually could write.
Okay.
Although those I've not actually. Do you know? In all of my 5 years of being here in Portugal,
Copy.
I have not bought a stamp here. I don't think. Maybe once, a long time ago. So I'm not thinking that writing to me with this information is going to be any.
Okay. So
any kind
how,
of problem.
Carl? How do I? What email do I use to send it to you?
Oh, there's another thing. Well, the one you've been using. If you find me in your email box and just reply,
I
that
can
would
do
be a way
that.
of doing it. That'll be a way of doing it.
Okay.
And a collective sigh of relief may. Oh, look at this. What is a Burke? Nom de plume gets so much value, unexpected value from being in this community. Andrew, you can explain that while I stand by for Bruce's email.
There.
There we
Okay.
go. I'm standing by and waiting. For,
The message has been sent.
Viagra special offer. No. Nigerian prince wants to send me some money.
No, we had that one.
No. Okay. YouTube.
It's from
nothing
Portugal.
yet. No, still nothing. It's as though we're cursed. That's not a word I like to use, but I mean it's as though there is something that doesn't want us to bring the survey to the screen.
Worked. I checked it. It went to you. I clicked on the link and it opened the screen.
You know what? I've got it now. That has come in. We are now going live on that link to Portugal Living Q&A, and I can bring that onto the screen now. You've all been very patient, especially you, Bruce. I've got to say, with this, you didn't allow yourself to be flustered or pressured. You held up under immense pressure there, my friend, and I take my hat off to you. So let me click. Now it's down to me to share it on the screen. Can I do it? I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure myself now. Drum roll, please, for the long-awaited. This better be worth it, Bruce. And I'm actually giving it.
Now you're building up everybody's.
Yeah, as if we haven't built up people's hopes enough.
Okay.
There it is. That's what we've been waiting for this morning. Portugal Living Q&A, and there is the original survey on the screen, which I could actually fill in live now if I wanted. Is this what you're going to talk us through?
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
People can read it itself. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how do I enlarge the screen so I can read that tiny type, Carl? That could be an easy question for you.
Why don't I read it as your?
No, I'll tell you what. I've got it over here.
Go on.
Here we go.
Yep.
Most Facebook groups focused on moving to Portugal, living in Portugal as an immigrant or expat, or purchasing property in Portugal are growing. One group moving to Portugal, as I mentioned, has over 100,000 members, with more than 250 new people seeking to join the group daily. Other expat and immigrant in Portugal groups are seeing similar rises. Why do you believe that is? So I'm asking, why are all of these Facebook groups dealing with expats and immigrants in Portugal? Why are the numbers all of a sudden just skyrocketing? And I've given a variety of choices. One is that Portugal is getting a lot of good publicity. Another is that expats and immigrants and or family and friends living in Portugal are convincing others that living in Portugal would be good for them too. Third option is people are increasingly frustrated and disappointed with living conditions in their homelands, or people who have visited, traveled toward Portugal, want to return and live there. That's what I've heard, but I just don't know enough to have an opinion. Okay, there's for that one. Okay. The cost of living in Portugal is lower. The quality of life in Portugal is higher. Then there's another option where people can comment below but nobody, 0%, as you can see, picked other. And then there was an option. It's got nothing to do with Portugal. People just like to join Facebook groups.
See, I think that's a good one. I'd have given that a higher ranking if I had to guess. But people do like joining Facebook.
And 1% said, I don't believe it. This is propaganda, fake news, and or misinformation, or it's simply a statistical fluke.
Fake news. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to come back to you now. There I am. Okay.
Well, I
So
love the comments
now,
as well. There's the thing. The comments are great too. It's a bit like looking at Portugal news.
but if you look at the chart that you had up first, those are the most up-to-date figures.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I should have been all over that, and I wasn't. I took my eye off the ball. There is the ball. The ball is back on the screen. There.
So more than almost a third of people who responded, there were over 500 responses to the survey. More than a third said they're frustrated that foreigners are moving to Portugal because they're frustrated with living conditions in their homeland countries. That was the top reason, outranking anything else. The second reason attributed to Portugal's positive publicity, that there's so much in the news, in the media about Portugal, that it caught their attention and they moved.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting that people ranked a higher quality of life in Portugal. 16% said that you have a higher quality of life in Portugal, and only 12% said a lower cost of living in Portugal.
Well, that's changing by the day anyway, isn't it? Yes.
Well, yeah, but it's happening all over the world.
That's true, yeah.
But the point is, people had ingrained the thought that Portugal's cheaper, okay? Yep. And hadn't thought that much about higher quality. So I think it was very interesting that higher quality of life came 4 points higher than lower cost of living. Then you had another 12%, you had 10% people saying visitors returning to live in Portugal. They've been here, maybe they were here as a digital nomad, maybe they studied here, maybe they vacationed here, maybe they visited friends here, whatever. But they were here in Portugal and they liked it so much that they decided to return and live. Also 10% said influenced by family or friends living in Portugal. So that, many of us have families and friends who have not yet moved here, but maybe they've come to visit us, or they're on the receiving end of emails from us and maybe blogs or whatever talking about Portugal. And so they're saying, hey, so many of my friends, people that I care about, have moved there. I hear what they're saying about what's so great about Portugal. I want to move there too.
Yes, agreed. That is definitely an effect, and we probably need to come up with a name for that effect, don't we? I'm not sure what that is. A kind of second generation effect, isn't it? But that is superb, and I'm very interested. And actually, we've got some lovely comments about this. I'm interested, though, that in some ways, the reason for coming here is a negative one. Is a fascinating finding from the survey, isn't it? OLP is here. Hello, my fellow lovely Gumpers this morning. Am I seeking an infographic again? I'm not sure what you mean there. I came here as a young sailor and kept coming back. The seed was planted many years ago before the internet. There you go. Okay, yeah, a returnee there as a young sailor there. Great questionnaire, Bruce. Thanks for doing it. So,
well, you think so, huh? Well, yeah. Okay.
Pete likes it. Nom de plume. I'm moving for the architecture. I'm staying. Now that's a really nom de plume is on fire this morning with the insight. Yes, my point there. A negative reason. How does that bode for the future then, Bruce? Because as well as moving away from what you don't like, you have to cultivate some positive sort of leverage or attraction point of interest here, don't you? I think that's quite important.
I think the majority of people, even those who said that they were disappointed in what's going on in their homelands, I think they're coming here to Portugal and they are so excited about what's going on that you're finding people grouping together. if you were to look, there are Facebook groups for artisans and craftspeople. There are Facebook groups by nationality of people that are living here. There are Facebook groups for all different kinds of interests. And again, I don't like particularly Facebook. Unfortunately, when you're doing what we're doing over here, we need to rely on it, and post regularly. But I think that once people come over here, I think they get very excited about, even after their initial exposure to the language and the attitude, I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm never going to be able to do it. They do it. And
Yes.
they find that they're able to, they can contribute. They start working on the land. They grow things. They become part. They become part of the topography, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. That's certainly happening. Yes.
I want to share something with you.
Uh-oh.
Now I want to figure out how to do this now, because this one doesn't have its own URL. So
yikes. That's asking for trouble then. All right, you carry on with that, because I've got some comments to read, and of course you can call in. Europe's biggest phone in, everybody. And I think people are somewhat in awe of this. Maybe I should play it down a little bit. Europe's biggest phone in. It sounds too daunting. Don't be afraid. Call in on 913-590-303. Good point, Pete, as you could click more than one option. I think it wasn't entirely negative. Yeah, and the way humans work, of course, is sometimes we need what might be described as a negative influence or trigger to say, okay, that's it. All those thoughts I've been having about moving to Portugal, I'm definitely putting them into practice now. That's the last straw with him and his not paying the right amount of tax or whatever it is. I don't think everyone's I don't think anyone's reason should be considered negative. Every reason points to a fresh start. Yeah, I mean that sort of literally. That is negativity, isn't it? To say you're moving away from. You're frustrated with living in a homeland country. And I don't mean negative in a negative way. I just mean, that is a negative stimulus there, something you don't like that you're moving away from. For me, it was finding a culture that was more closely aligned with my own way of being and my personality, as opposed to getting away from something. And how are you getting on there, Bruce? What are you going to share with me now?
Yeah, I'd like to read something to you. I think it's easier because it's just 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing that had me so disgusted, as I was talking about, somebody called them snipers,
Yes.
lurkers. Yes. Okay. These were 2 comments that were posted about the survey. Okay. Quote, data compiled in a few hours from a badly constructed survey full of bias and leading questions. This is not research or a properly constructed survey. Journalism requires ethics and responsibility. Misrepresenting badly collected information as fact to promote readership is deplorable.
Well, that person had a bad bifana or something, didn't they? Ooh, what is wrong with them? They got a wiggly hair. What happened?
I don't know. Here's and then the second one and this was what really, sometimes these things can really pull you down, and I need a dose of Carl Moulton to pick me up.
Yes, let's do it.
The second
I've been called worse.
The second one I think is even, well, let me just read it. Don't waste your time trying to extract any meaning from this entirely biased survey. The creators of this have ensured that only the answers they want will come out, and this is designed to increase readership and sell more advertising. This is a set of completely random answers to a vague question that can be easily misinterpreted to produce any result. Okay,
we're with you, Bruce. The Gumpers are rounding on whoever this person is who has got their shorts in a bunch.
Typical.
They got more beef. They got more beef than an Argentinian butcher's, haven't they? Unbelievable. I won't move to Portugal for the love of a woman. However, if you know of an uncle or a tio, please get in touch. There we go. And that is
Oh,
really
surely you must know, Carl. You must have a list.
Don't listen to the idiots. It's hard not to, though, isn't it? Reading the bad reviews. This is a thing about human nature, isn't it? Because you get so many plaudits and so much support, and you deserve it. But it's the thing, isn't it, that draws you away, isn't it, from that?
Focus on these negatives.
Don't do it, Bruce. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know. What's wrong with them? The next thing they'll be saying is like, the trouble with this survey is it's all about Portugal. Why can't other countries?
I got that one too.
You didn't.
I did. I got 3 people saying the problem with the survey is it's all about Portugal. And then then there was somebody who said, what country are you talking about? They didn't even read the headline.
These people don't deserve a survey. Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't know.
So really worried. We're pushing back here. I love the people, so friendly and open. Not the ones you're talking about. I'm Bruce. The women were. This is when he came as a young sailor. Probably sailed into Porto to stock up on port, which is what the British Navy do, I think. The women were exotic compared to, oi, Jack, fancy a drink, as I was used to. Did I say that out loud? Oh, so I'd want to see the movie of this, don't you, Bruce, of the British sailor coming into Porto and like a Portuguese maiden beckoning him rather than the old Cockney, all right, Jack, fancy a drink, looking for love, sweetheart. That would sound so much better in Portuguese, wouldn't it? Take no notice, Bruce. What a load of twaddle.
I love that word too, twaddle.
Wazzocks, twaddles, burps and twanks this morning. It's fantastic. Carl, of course I didn't mean you were negative. Far from it. It's okay. Me and Bruce are just going to cry together after the show. It's fine. To be fair, surveys aren't randomized because only volunteers answer. To be random, it can't be voluntary. Thank you, nom de plume. I mean, flipping heck, it's a survey on Facebook. It's not exactly Ipsos Mori or funded by the government. But then again, if it was funded by the government, it probably wouldn't be random or either, would it? It would go to the highest bidder. There you go. That's me being cynical this morning. The point of such a survey, in my opinion, is to spark conversation, not to establish facts. Thank you, Andy. The keyboard warrior strikes again. You know who you are. Would you let them sleep in your bed, Bruce? Why let them sleep in your head?
Perfect.
Ooh,
that's a good one, Deagle. That is excellent.
Yes, Deagle.
Yes.
Nobody's
30 feet in my head.
Exactly. Wipe your feet before you come in, and preferably not at all. Leave your dirty, horrible, negative boots outside and you in them. I always assume 10 silent positives for every shouted complaint. That's also another good one. I hope we're helping, not herping.
Oh, you are. You're my medicine today. I don't need to take Xanax.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. You're in the public domain, says Paul. Even Carl got one. What? I got one thumb down. No.
That's not possible.
You're in the public domain. Yes, true. You put your head above the parapet and people like to take a few shots. You're on fire today, mate. Laughing my head off. To Pete from a nice. Don't worry, Pete. The complaints are coming soon. My only problem with Portugal is they have 30 hours each day, while in Belfast we have a fast 24-hour day. Yeah, you'll be back soon, mate. Another of my favourite terms is what? I can't say that out loud.
You can't say that.
No, I can't say that. I won't get banned, will I? But I just can't say it just in case. Just in case, we upset the vicar who might be watching this morning. Gallup poll, it ain't. And neither should it be. If we always listen to the negative Nellies, and Neil's, we would never achieve. I used to work with him. Actually.
I love Oregonians.
Yeah, used to work with that guy, Negative Neil. He had a problem for every solution. We would never achieve our greatness. You go, Bruce, and you can. What's this? You can really put emphasis on the syllables. You certainly can. But I'm still not going to say it. I do remember that Carl told us about it. I'm still not over it. I think it was a slip of the thumb. that thumbs down. Those people that criticize you, Bruce, are just venting because they don't do things. For every one of us that has moved, there are 1,000 in the pub saying they will. Now, that's an interesting comment as well, isn't it? Yes, the armchair migrant who imagines themselves to be in Portugal, when in fact they're still down the pub with women around them shouting out, "Oi, Jack, you want a drink?" Or could you buy me a drink? Probably with those ladies. And I use the term loosely. Bruce, it's been fascinating as ever and fun.
It always is.
Talking to
I
you.
always look forward to chatting with you, Carl.
Great fun this morning.
Next time, maybe with Louisa, huh?
Yeah, Mrs. M not available to join us this morning, but yes, she can brighten our screen, and the three of us can be here laughing and joking next time.
and try.
You know what? Though you might be bringing the next editor along next time, mightn't you, to introduce us?
I don't know. It's not been announced yet. It's only been announced on your show.
Really? Well, I'm so glad of that scoop, and so who knows what might come of that. And here's the thing: that negative person. If you think you're so great at your surveys and everything, why don't you buy the magazine and see if you could do it? There you go. There's a challenge. The gauntlet has been laid down there, well and truly. Go on.
I've been on social, but business needs a voice. There will always be those people when people start taking. Thank you.
There's that as well, isn't there? Yeah. You're doing something right once you get. Tall poppies.
When I taught public relations, before I retired, I was a university professor of business communications. One of the courses I taught was public relations. And it's true. It's true what Francisco says, that there's no such thing as bad publicity. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as, if you get your word out, okay, even if it's controversial, people will tune in. People that you might not have hooked otherwise will want to see, well, what's all the hoopla about, and so forth. Yes. So thank you for that, Francisco.
It may not be very nice, bad publicity, but I think you're right. In many ways, job done. One of my favorite reminders, this is the second time I've seen this morning, funnily enough. One of my favorite reminders, what others think of me is none of my business. So there you go. If that's any help to take with you as well this morning. We might have fixed up nom de plume as well. I was talking from a perspective of a man. That's why he's shouting probably. Do I have to explain everything? And of course, there are lots of uncles and cousins in our large Portuguese families who have an open heart, and I'm sure there's plenty you can choose from. There's another feature.
Let's have a contest. Let's have a contest, Carl. You can
post the most eligible Portuguese uncle. That is quite a good idea, actually. Given that there's no such thing as bad publicity, even if it goes terribly wrong. Got here as fast as I could. We can't give away a Portuguese uncle in a competition. I think that's probably goes beyond the limits of decency and appropriate.
Well, you know Portuguese law.
Is that not allowed? Okay, got here as fast as I could. Antonio is here, quite right, it's their problem. People are really enjoying what you've brought to us today, even though in some ways it's been based on your painful experience this week. I think we've resolved it in some way. Today's show has been top entertainment. Well, thank you. Top tip, read the lousy comments in a Will Ferrell. That's right, Will Ferrell. That's right. Well, thank you. Loud noises. Joel, why have we got Joeling? Is he here as well? That would be amazing if he joined us. Oh, he's the Portuguese uncle that we're giving away. Okay, that's good. We've got just the guy for you. Bruce needs one of your mugs. There you go.
I will order one.
All right. Thank you very much, Bruce. I know your place. You know your place in the community, which is different for all of us, depending on where we move. I love our little and larger community in Portugal and where I was from as well. The Bachelor of Porto. Is that the Randy Sailor we were talking about? I added Randy there for some reason. The sense of community that is so prevalent in Portugal has been lost in the old place. I think you're talking about there, Pete. And if you're offended, be offended and have a nice day. That's a proper Will Ferrell type comment, isn't it? With a little wink at the end there. Have a nice day. Right, Bruce, to cleanse the palate then, let's go to the dad jokes du jour, shall we?
Sure. 3
dad jokes to finish with. You've been amazing. Thank you so much. Brilliant to see you.
My pleasure. Anytime, Carl.
All right. My sister had a baby, and I didn't know she had it in her. The worst motel I ever stayed at was called The Fiddle. It was a violin. It was a violin. You are allowed to laugh. And Dad, are we pyromaniacs? Why, yes, we are, son. They're good. Top drawer dad jokes. Thank you, T-Duck, for those. Failed to bring a ruffle, though, of amusement to Bruce's face this morning. Perhaps not a fan of the dad joke genre, but you're welcome to use those on the back page of the magazine should you wish. There you go again. I miss life when it was simple. And nostalgia ain't what it used to be, eh, Bruce? Bruce, one more time, please. The website for getting your esteemed publication and where people can sign up and get their free copy.
PortugalLivingMagazine.com.
PortugalLivingMagazine.com. It's been brilliant, mate. We'll see you again next month. And good luck with the sale. Yes. What will be the first thing you do? How will you celebrate? Are you going to have a nice little holiday on the proceeds or retire, that sort of thing?
There are no proceeds. It's coming out of my pocket.
All right. I'll send you a mug then.
Thank you. Now that will be the first thing I would look forward to every morning, Carl.
A hot cup of Joe out of a Good Morning Portugal mug.
A hot cup of Carl.
A hot cup of Carl. Who doesn't like that first thing in the morning? Take care, my friend. Well done, everybody. Been lots of fun this morning. We'll see you again tomorrow. The doc returns tomorrow here on the Good Morning Portugal show. Love to Russ. Take care. Bye for now, Russ. See you later, mate.
Adios, amigos.
Ciao for now.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP Morning Show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.